If he's in low mount, he might have hooked his legs right here. So the first thing I have to do, there's usually some kind of like version in between sitting up all the way straight and the low mount. The first thing I want to do is I want to make sure my legs are free, and they're free when I've put my feet on the inside of his feet, right here. Again, if he's like this, it's not really a really big issue, but if he's all the way down low, I can only bridge when I start to put my feet here. That's the only moment that I can bridge, okay? So the second issue that we're running into is that when I bridge, like this, he's just gonna post his hands. Yeah, so there's not really anything happening. So I have to catch one of his hands, left or right. Okay, so I just told you guys if I start reaching, I'm exposing myself. So what I have to do is make sure that the weight is on his hands. Like sit like this, remove your hands. Okay, he's still sitting up straight, right? Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll do a half bridge. Make sure your feet are inside, do a half bridge. Boom. Now, okay, take your hands away. There you go. Oh, I was hoping he would do it, but he's too smart for that. He will make a face plan, right? Unpleasant, but also giving me the escape. So, yeah, make sure the weight is on his arms. Now I can pick one. I'll take the right one for camera purposes. And I'm coming down, and I'm pulling his arm towards my chest, right here. Okay, smart people might think, well, you've locked up the arm. What if he posts his leg? So if I start bridging, what if he does this? Yes, that can happen. So what I'll do, I'll put one foot like this, hooking the foot here. Now, this side of his body is totally blocked. He cannot post here. So all I have to do now is do a proper bridge, where I'm looking over my shoulder and basically getting my hips up, all the way up, boom. And I follow through into a top position. Make sure that when you're here, you have good posture, meaning your shoulders are on top of your hips. Yeah? Okay. So for the bridge, what is important is that you put your feet in the floor. That's where the power comes from. And you push your hips up and a bit to the side. We never want to go up and turn, because now, as you can see, I'm on the floor and his weight is on top of me. So no way I'm getting him off like this. So again, push your hip up, 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 and when you're here, you follow through and you're on top. Yeah? So one more time. You're sitting right here, make sure your feet are inside of his legs. So feet are inside the feet. Now do a half bridge. Sometimes when they're up straight, you might have to give a little bit of a bump with your knee like this. Here. Sometimes that might be necessary. Pick one, you can choose. Picking this one, come back down and pull his elbow towards your stomach or belly button. Hook the foot, and now I'm going to bridge again, but this time all the way there. As I'm bridging, some people will do this, like an automatism. That's why in the beginning I always tell you, guys, keep your hands close. You want to be close, don't let the arm go out of his reach here. Yeah, so bridging, 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 bridging. Come on, we're here. Yeah? Okay. As we're bridging, keep both feet on the floor. At a certain point you might lose one, that's okay, but never jump. Yeah? Always stay in contact with the floor. The basics of this escape is the bridge, and the power from the bridge comes from the feet. So we have to pay attention to really putting your feet on the ground for as long as possible. Okay. Second situation where we can use a bridge to escape is when he has a low mount. And, well, this is really bad for me, but usually they'll have one arm, let's do this arm, wrapped around my neck, putting a little bit of shoulder pressure this way. Yeah, so facing here. Okay. we're gonna have to do a bridge. We can do a bridge actually, we don't have to. We do whatever we want, it's a free country. But remember, first I have to get my feet inside of his feet. And this is actually quite a struggle. You can use a little bit more pressure here. If he's doing it the right way, he is not hooking like this. When he's hooking like this, it's quite easy to escape a foot like this. But when he's doing it the right way, he will have his feet very close to my butt, and therefore making it really hard to escape my feet. But I have to, so I have to engage in this fight and try and dig my feet in so that they're in between of his legs right now. Okay, as for bridging, you might think this bridging this way is the way to go, maybe hooking here like this, but he can escape this arm pretty easily, like a swimming motion. Like this is a very bad way to wrap somebody up. Also, look what I'm doing. I'm basically giving my arm so he can walk it up. So I don't wanna do this. What I do want to do, sounds really funny, is I want to pick up the phone right here and basically block this arm. So pick up the phone, get your elbow in, close like this, and now we're gonna bridge again. Remember, he might post this foot, so we're hooking this again right here. Another way to do this, of course, is only get this foot on the inside. The bridge will be the same. Bridging, up, 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 and the second hand is actually pushing a bit under the armpit here for some extra power. Up, 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 up. And now we bridge him into this top position again. Yeah? So basically again, it's a bridge. So I know you guys can do this, but the situation is a bit different, where there's more pressure coming in. Okay. So again, he's wrapped his arm around my head, he's hooked the legs, and his hips are low. Usually there's quite a lot of pressure. Grabbing this arm is not a good option. Also remember, first get the foot in. You can get both feet in, now you have options both way, but if you're really sure that you're going to bridge this side, it's also a good option just to get this foot, like the opposite foot, in between the legs. That's fine. Then pick up the phone again, and here again is the tricky part. We're pushing the elbow close to his body, and as we're bridging, we're keeping this closed. Very likely to bridge and then open the arm. This gives him space to post. Yes, so I want to keep it very close. This hand, if you can do it, put it under the armpit for some extra power. Again, bridging, up, 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 and we're on top. Look, this is a bad position for me, so I have to scramble to a good posture. Yes? Okay. Any questions on this one? Recreate what happens when you fail the bridge escape, okay? It works for both situations where he's on a low mount or where he's in like a normal mount. For demonstration purposes, we're going to do the first one where he's situated normally. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to catch the arm, wrap it up. We're doing everything pretty good, but as the adrenaline's high, I might slip up or he might do something right. I'm bridging and maybe posting his head, his knee is outside, and I end up in this position here where eventually I have to drop my hip. This is actually not bad. It will be a waste if I go back to my back here. Now I've expended a lot of energy without any result. Sometimes this happens, but we're trying to prevent this, obviously. So it's better to accept that we cannot bridge him off, drop to our sides, and look, remember Monday, we're going to push the hips back, get the knee inside, and go for the single leg X position. Yeah? This is the second technique we did on Monday. So I know you guys can do this. But why is this more conceptual? It might not always end up in this position or this way, but the concept behind this is when I bridge and he stuffs the bridge, you're on your side, and you don't want to go back to your original position, but you want to make the best out of this new situation. You might actually be able to catch his leg and do the technique, the first technique where we're getting the frames back in. You might sometimes, what also might work but is a little bit more risky, is when you're doing a bridge and he's blocking it, is I'm getting an underhook right here and I'm continuing the bridge until I'm in the stop position right here. Yeah? It's a little bit more risky, but if you have the underhook, you're pretty safe. So try and play around a little bit with this, do it really low tempo, make a bridge, allow him to block the bridge, end up on your side, and see if you can do an escape, either the ones that I showed you or something else. Okay?